Time to move forward with our next presenting company. I have the CEO of GoodFOR, Mr. Jeff Ullman. You're on mute, Jeff.
Okay. Hello, everybody. I hope to make this a very good for investors presentation. The first thing I'd like to say about this is that it is our company description. GoodFOR, which is a registered internationally trademark, is a healthcare tech and IP company. You can read about all this. And I'm going to go through a lot of things very quickly, and everything will be available to you upon your request. Have a look at these. These are the top brands in cannabis and CBD. But how do they break through the clutter? Here's why the biggest brands are not so good. They don't express what's good for what customers seek. Confusing names, silly names in many respects. When a brand mentions technology or doctor jargon, it may be true and beneficial to the companies in a way, but it does not address the major problems. Okay, sorry for that. Excuse me. Okay, let's get through that. What's the number one sales driver for CBD? It's pain relief. And what do people want? They want pain relief right away. Right away, because if they don't have it right away, it doesn't work for them. What's the number one question customers need to know about CBD and THC? What's good for me? What's good for my family? But do you remember any of those brand names? But they're the leading brands, but who remembers them? Brands must have certain key exceptional factors. If they don't, they will blend in and be just Me Too products. Here's just one of my multiple prior successes. Great Expectations, built amidst the stigma of the 20th and earliest 21st century, and sold it for the equivalent of, we did about $150 million, and that's Warren Buffett. Personal motivation. My wife was diagnosed with metastatic stage 4 breast cancer. We couldn't cure the cancer, but we could treat and cure her pain. And that's exactly what motivated us, and that's what we did. I've been invited to appear at, probably 10 or 11 different international presentations, all on cannabis and on the science of it. Here are our GoodFOR pain and related designs, as well as products. We're selling all of these. And this is the newest design that's already here, actually. We have proprietary formulas. We do not have white label. We make it ourselves. So we're the opposite of Me Too products. We produce entirely unique formulations, and our pain SKUs, topicals, work in seconds. Real skin in the game, almost $200,000. So I'm highly motivated. That's when I created something that's good for investors. Now, I don't expect you to read all of this, but we're going to go through this box or section by section. Company description, which you saw earlier, will tell you what we are. What's the problem? Everyone hates pain and needs to stop it instantly. We originally started offering a number of lotions and nice oils and whatnot, but none of them deliver instant relief. Our solution: to combine FDA-approved ingredients with FDA-ignored supplements, and we use unique cannabinoid ratios, which add to our intellectual property. And you'll learn more about our IP. This is what you can see on our website. Good for pain, grab and go packets, very popular with athletes, people on the go, a mom who wants to put it in her purse. And this is the primary product, GoodFOR Pain Pump. It's an airless pump, so it's contaminant free, and it's an incredibly good price. We have had, it's even more than about 200 verified reviews. These are from fully paid customers. Traction and milestones. We too are a new company. We too created our products. We decided to walk before we run. We wanted to prove everything so that it would work, would work well for our family and work well for investors. Target markets, international, pain is everywhere. $100+ billion in the United States alone. Pain topicals, $2.5 billion. So who is GoodFOR pain good for? Just about everybody. Our marketing focus, we began good for everybody. But that's too, the riches are in the niches. So GoodFOR pain relief is our focus. We've been doing direct to consumer sales very successfully, about $50,000 in the last few months. Wholesale team starts next month. We have about 13 or 14 already signed up. Intellectual property, we just don't talk about it, we do it. We have multiple trademarks in multiple countries. We have a clinical trial that's already started. We've already applied to the FDA, so we are will officially be a drug, a medicine. Investment offering. Now this is a little unique. Yes, we're raising $2 million offering and $1 million tranches, and you can read this yourself, but as a particular incentive for the first investor who puts in $100,000, they get 10% equity and a board seat. Use of funds primarily for marketing. Working capital is also included, or inventory is also included in working capital. Exit plan. We believe that GoodFOR has created so many assets that will be attractive to a public or private company, CPG, consumer product goods, not just in wellness, who will want to break through the clutter, not just in cannabinoids, but in just about any product. Financials will provide them to any qualified investors who sign an NDA. GoodFOR. Good for you, good for us. And anyone who wants some samples of our pain topical, just write me and I'll send it to you. Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff. Great presentation. Spreading the love, GoodFOR. All right. First question. Scott?
Yeah, can you talk more about your distribution plans? You mentioned DTC and wholesale. Can you go into a little more detail on how you plan to get it out there?
Yes, about 42% of our DTC sales have been repeat buyers. They like it, they buy it again. 31% are word of mouth. So we've built a very strong foundation. We have over 200 brand ambassadors. Costs us nothing to do that. We pay only after they make a sale. We have about 34 or 35 affiliates. These are not wholesalers. These are people who receive a 15% commission when their referrals purchase the products, and we provide them an incentive as well. I'm a member of YPO, Young Presidents Organization. In fact, I started the Cannabis Industry Wealth and Health Group in early 2015, and quite a few of those companies who are all over the United States and all over the world. I think they're in about, well, dozens of countries actually, have not just expressed interest, but have made commitments to us that as soon as we have our wholesale agreements done, which were done last week, they will start selling. I will provide you a list of all of those if you'd like.
Cool, thanks, Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff. Great momentum there. Blake?
Oh, let me say one other thing, pardon me. The runexperience.com, it's the largest runners group in the world. We are an exclusive partner of theirs. They have 3 partners, Nike, Bose, and GoodFOR. Beyond that, anybody in pain and athletes, we've got it made. The good thing about GoodFOR pain is you put it on and in 5 to 10 seconds, it begins working. And it's not because of lidocaine, which is the dangerous element.
Thanks, Jeff. Blake?
Yeah, could you expand a little bit on the clinical studies or the trials that you're doing?
Yes, the clinical trials, we decided not to take on like Pepsi versus Coke and name some of the big brands. We thought why spend money defending ourselves because they wouldn't like it. So what we've done is we've taken our pain topical. It's a double-blind study, the typical big pharma method, all using US if you will, testers or patients. It begins in January. I think it's the 18th or 19th, something around that. It'll be listed on clinicaltrials.gov. Should take us less than 1 month. Simultaneously, our patent will be filed. It's being filed by two double PhD attorneys who have looked into the details on it. That, along with our FDA registration, elevates us to a great extent. Our focus, again, is just on pain. With regard to the clinical trial, it'll be a wide variety of people, from people in the early 20s who are athletic and are not aware of GoodFOR. That's an important thing. To people who are in blue-collar jobs, white-collar jobs because of ergonomics, et cetera. Seniors, everyday people, and also people who suffer side effects, painful side effects from pharmaceutical drugs, not just chemotherapeutic drugs. I'll be happy to provide. It's being set up. It has been set up by Dr. Dan McShann, who is a PhD in computational biology, a true scientist, and also Dr. Paul Bregman, who's a clinician in Colorado, who has seen over 8,000 cannabis patients. We have a very wide board of advisors. I'm not publishing it here. Why take the time? If you're interested, I'll share it with you. We're very open book, very transparent.
Thank you very
Thanks,
much.
Jeff. We have time for one more quick question and quick response. Gary?
Hey, Jeff, I just wanted to see what's your revenue ramp up over the next couple of years? What's the estimate of time for cash flow positive from the business?
Cash flow positive, even with $100,000, we have a very low burn rate. I've invested quite a bit, and that's going to stop, of course. It's not debt, so not a single investor dollar is going to pay me back. It's all going into use of funds, as I showed before. We expect to do in 2021 over $650,000. But the problem with financial pro formas for new companies is, who knows? Investors know, they know that. You know that. So the best thing to do is to analyze our thinking, our planning, in your due diligence. And I think you'll be impressed.
Hey, Jeff, maybe you can just walk us through, to help answer that. Maybe you can just walk us through the last 3 months.
What would you like to know about the last 3 months?
What was the revenue of the last 3 months?
About $26,000
Is that per month or total?
for 3 months,
For 3 months.
exclusive of December.